What's up guys? Welcome back to Toy Nigs TV. We have another story of John Edward Jones, a caver who took a wrong path and got stuck upside down in a tunnel measuring 10 by 18 inches while exploring Nutty Putty Cave in Utah. Discovered in 1960 outside Salt Lake City, Utah, Nutty Putty Cave was a local favorite with Boy Scout troops and college students, attracting 5,000 visitors a year. Then came the tragic death of John Edward Jones in 2009 when the 26-year-old father and medical student became hopelessly trapped upside down inside a narrow fissure, where rescuers couldn't reach him. Nutty Putty Cave has been closed ever since, and because Jones' body couldn't be removed, the site is now considered a grave. Visitors to Nutty Putty today will only find a plaque dedicated to Jones and poured concrete ceiling over the cave entrance. More than a decade after the unfortunate accident, we look at what took place that day and get insights from a pair of experienced Utah cavers about what it was like to explore Nutty Putty Cave, the history and geology of the cave, and how the 2009 incident impacted the local caving community. On November 24, 2009, Jones, who lived in Virginia and was in Utah for Thanksgiving, his brother and a group of 10 others visited Nutty Putty. It had been years since Jones went caving. The group started exploring at about 8 p.m., making their way through the big slide. Jones, his brother and 2 friends then decided to look for the birth canal, one of the cave's narrowest spaces. John went in, head first, into a waist-high hole and found no place to turn around, but he saw a fissure and thought he'd have enough space to make his way back. He likely sucked in his chest to get through the narrow space and found himself stuck upside down at a 70-degree angle. His younger brother attempted to free him, but he quickly realized that his brother was in trouble. Seeing his feet and seeing how swallowed he was by the rock, that's when I knew it was serious. The brother told the Saint Lake Tribune. It was really serious. It was time to call for help. Knowing that Jones was upside down, rescuers worked quickly. Susie Motola, a 5'3" caver, was in the process of moving homes. She dropped everything to come to help Jones. She worked for 2 hours, trying anything and everything she could think of to free him or at least make him comfortable. When she took a break, another rescuer took her place. After weighing their options, the rescuers worked on building a pulley system. When Ryan Schertz made his way to Jones, he realized that asking him about his family helped him refocus. They even gave Jones a way to communicate with his wife, who asked him to keep fighting. By the time the system was ready, he had hung upside down for 19 hours. As they slowly pulled him up, the rope gave under Jones' weight and the force of the rescuers. A carabiner hit Ryan in the face, and he passed out. When he came to, Ryan said someone had to stay with Jones, so his father, Dave Schertz, climbed in. Eventually, Jones stopped speaking. Brandon Kowalis was the last rescuer to make his way down to Jones. I ended up being the last person to see him alive, though at the time I arrived, he was mostly unconscious, he wrote in a blog post recounting his experience. Kowalis explained how he tried drilling and asked for lighter tools to help him get the job done, but nothing worked. And with Jones unconscious, it was impossible to free him. Even if we could get him into a horizontal position, he would then have to maneuver the most difficult sections of the passage he was trapped in, he wrote. If he were conscious and had his full strength, there was a minute chance he could possibly do it. But even if that was the case, it looked grim. It was even difficult for me, weighing 125 pounds, to get myself out. At the bend where the restriction was, I had to creatively contort my body to slip through. So to get a 210-pound, unconscious person out seemed pretty much impossible. Koalas and a paramedic eventually made their way down to check his vitals. The paramedic showed Koalas how to use a stethoscope and thermometer in case he couldn't make his way to Jones. Koalas went first and used the tools. I didn't hear a distinct heartbeat, only some ruffling, fluttering sounds that were probably a result of me shaking as I tried to steady myself in an awkward location, he wrote. I then jammed my hand between the rock and pressed as far up his torso as I could go to feel for breathing. I didn't think I felt anything. His chest, where it was pressed up against the rock, felt warmer than the rest of his body and was sweaty, but everywhere else his body temperature was close to the temperature of the rock on the cave walls. He told the paramedic what he learned and moved out of the way to let him get close to Jones. The paramedic pronounced Jones dead.